to talk about. We had a big hack. We're going to talk about XRP, where it's going this week. Markets are still down this morning because of tariffs, because of a lot of fears of inflation, and also fear of the economy not doing so well under those same very tariffs. So we got a lot to talk about today. Hope you guys again had a great week, and let's get into it, right? So if you guys having a great day, I need you guys to say it in the chat. I love to have that interaction. That's the reason why I do it live, because I like the interaction for the people. Otherwise, I would just record videos. So I need you guys to please like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. So we want to talk a little bit about XRP, where it's going. We're going to talk about Ethereum, the hack that happened with Bybit. Then we're going to talk about Palantir. We're going to talk about the AI bubble possibly being burst because of NVIDIA having earnings calls this week. So we have a lot to talk about this week. So I hope you guys, again, are having a great day. So I want to talk a little bit about XRP. So we're going to talk a little bit about where XRP is going. XRP is still consolidating right now, right? It's a lot of sideways actions before I believe that we're going to have a breakout here soon. It's been consolidating between 285, 230, waiting for a catalyst to break out. Now that catalyst is possibly going to be XRP's addition to a strategic reserve or a sovereign wealth plan, or it could be the resolution of the lawsuit. So XRP right now is just waiting for that catalyst to break out. There's a lot of consolidation going on. The SEC is acknowledging multiple XRP ETF filings. Price action is still remaining tightly in that range. That right now there's crucial resistance at 275, 280. A strong close above 275 will signal a continuation of this uptrend that we're in. There's an ascending triangle pattern right now forming on the 12-hour chart. It's a bullish pattern. It shows us that the market is waiting for some type of catalyst once again to break out of that ascending triangle. So XRP is still very strong. A lot of the market sentiment and fundamentals are strong. Like you said, SEC is recognizing those XRP ETF filings. It's a long-term bullish signal. If Bitcoin and the broader crypto market remain strong, XRP will see great momentum going forward. So XRP has a lot of positive news. The market is still a little bit depressed. So that news is not translating into upward movements for XRP. But there's a lot of technical strength. There's a setup, and it remains promising for everybody who are believers and investors in XRP. So I want to talk a little bit about this Ethereum surge as Bybit tries to buy back the Ethereum that was stolen by the North Korean hackers. So, give me a second here. So I got a new setup now. You like that? You like that chart? Let me see. You guys like that chart we did? We're gonna do more of those charts, but that was kind of cool. So I just like it. So, give me a second. So, let me see the questions. Do you have any info about Shiba? Yeah, Shiba's actually, I didn't have this plan to talk about, but Shiba has experienced over the last few weeks a massive inflow of new interest and new investment, causing the price to respond, but also causing the volume to go up tremendously. So a lot of people see that as a positive sign of Shiba possibly having a breakout here coming soon. Now, I don't like meme coins. I've made that clear. Shiba is technically a meme coin, but a meme coin is only a meme coin because it has no utility, or it has no promise, or it has no use case. But Shiba and Floki are meme coins that are trying to convert themselves into utility, trying to convert themselves into something with a use case. Now, in those particular cases, yeah, I will say that I like Shiba and I like Floki because they're trying to convert or go away from that meme coin. A lot of times technology starts a certain way and it evolves into something else. Twitter, people don't realize this, when Twitter was started, the reason why Twitter was started, one of the reasons is that back in the early days of text messaging, there was no such thing as a group text. So how would you text a bunch of people? Well, Twitter. If you remember in the early days of Twitter, I should have got on there earlier, but I hated social media. I thought it was stupid. Ironically, right? Because I'm on it now. But back in when Twitter came out, I thought social media was all stupid. I was like, I don't. Everybody just showing off on there and stuff like that. So I didn't get on social media like 2015 at all, hardly, because I thought it was stupid. But I didn't understand the promise and the potential of it back then. And I'm glad I figured it out eventually. But Twitter started out as a way for you to group text a bunch of people. You know, so back in the days when you first installed Twitter, you would get all these text messages all day because people would send out a text and the text would go out to everybody. But then it converted into a microblogging platform, and now it converted to what it is today, a social media platform. So this is what technology sometimes will start out one way and evolve into something else, and that's okay. Shiba could be going through this right now, and Shiba is trying to convert itself away from that meme coin start. And that's okay. If they do that, I'm all for it. I still like Shiba, and I also like Floki, but and those are two meme coins I believe have a potential to convert away from that meme coin history and start and change itself into something new. So we got any more questions before we go? Any thoughts about altcoins? We're going to talk about altcoins later. We're probably close to altcoin season now. Does it depend on RXP? Whole setup is nice. I appreciate you, Queen. Somebody says the voice is low. Can we increase? Oh, the volume's up there. I got a deep voice, so this is the best we can do. I mean, I can't. You got to turn up the volume on your. It's already maxed out. I'm looking at the volume, the sound levels. It's maxed out, so that's the best we can do. So, Ethereum, a lot of Ethereum was hacked over the last week, right? Bybit bought $297 million worth of Ethereum, trying to protect against those losses. Now, North Korean hackers broke into Bybit, one of the biggest exchanges in the world, stole almost $300 million worth of Ethereum. Now, Bybit, that caused the market to crash. Bitcoin is still trying to recover. Crypto is still trying to recover. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be horrible. I was like, oh, man, here we go. Because normally, if you look back historically at cryptocurrency, every time there was something like this that happened, there was always that was the end of the cycle. Go back to 2013, Mt. Gox. When that happened, Mt. Gox was the biggest exchange hack ever in history up until now. And that was the end of the 2013 bull cycle. Then you go to 2020-21, FTX. When that happened, that was the end of that cycle. Now, this happened. I was like, oh, man, here we go, man. That's going to be the end of the cycle. And that's not what, I don't think that's what's happening. I think that actually, because it happened in the middle of the cycle, I think it's a small pullback and we're going to continue to go forward. Now, like back what I said is that North Korean hackers stole $300 million in Ethereum out of an Ethereum-based tokens out of Bybit, right? Bybit was hacked for $1.4 billion total. It was a massive security breach on February 21st. Hackers drained $1.4 billion. I got it wrong. It wasn't $300 million. It was $1.4 billion. Bybit is trying to buy back $300 million of it. I'm sorry. So hackers drained $1.4 billion in Ethereum and Ethereum-related tokens. North Korean hacker group took credit for it. They put it in 54 wallets. And you know, the thing about Bitcoin, crypto, and even Ethereum is that it's what's called immutable. Immutable means that that's one of the ethos of cryptocurrencies: transparency, immutability, and decentralization. So those are the three ethos of blockchain technology, right? Is that we want it to be immutable, which means you can't get it back. You can't change what's already been done. Transparent, you can go online and see all the transactions. That makes sure everybody's on an equal playing field. That makes sure everybody's honest. And three, decentralization. And no one person can control it, have an unequal control of the blockchain and the blockchain technology. So immutability is one that's real important for blockchain enthusiasts, blockchain believers. And now the Ethereum piece, this is what gets me mad with people, is that it's all good and everybody's okay with all the ethos and the standards till something happens. Now they want to pull it back. People say, well, we should take back the hackers' money. We should reverse the blockchain, go back to 2 weeks ago, take the dude's money and then restart it. And a lot of people who lost their money really believe that because they lost a lot of money. But is that the right thing to do? Because anybody, and that's how humans are, is that everybody's okay and strong and have morals and ethics till something affects them. Now all of a sudden, no, throw all that out the window. Just throw it out because I'm affected. No, that's not how things are supposed to work. You're affected. Everything, you're supposed to believe what you believe no matter what. And I know that a lot of people lost money. I know that companies lost money, but I think rolling back the blockchain is a bad sign. It takes a lot of work for one. It'd be the second time. Ethereum actually did this in the past once before. In 2016, 15, 16, when a DAO got hacked. It was the biggest hack it was the biggest Ethereum hack in history up until now. And then Ethereum rolled back, and what happened is that it created two blockchains. It created Ethereum Classic, which refused to roll back. Because remember, whenever you do a rollback, what it means is that when you send the software, like all the miners or all the nodes in your network, they have software on their machines. And they also have a copy of the entire blockchain. So every single node actually is independently the entire blockchain. They could restart the blockchain because everybody has a copy of it. Everybody is equal in the system. That's what decentralization is. So in order for you to change something, everybody has to agree. It gets consensus. So if everybody don't agree, let's have people say, nah, we're not going to roll back. And the other half people say, yeah, we're going to roll back. So now you got two different chains. People that stuck with the old code and the old data, and the people that went with the new data. That's why we have Ethereum Classic. That's why we have a regular Ethereum now. So if they do roll it back, we're going to have another Ethereum. We're going to have three different Ethereums because all the, like we saw in the past before, all the nodes are not going to agree to do that. They're going to create a third chain. So, but the good news is that if you have coins in this chain and they double it, now you got two different chain coins. That's what happened with Ethereum Classic. A lot of people made a lot of money because when Ethereum split, now you got funds on this wallet, the main Ethereum, and you also got funds on the Ethereum Classic chain. So a lot of people made a lot of extra windfall money because of that. So that's another reason why a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, let's do it, because they want that extra funds. So, but that still is not good, I believe, long-term for cryptocurrency or the ethos of the three pillars of blockchain technology. So I need you guys to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, please like the video. That really helps me a lot. We got 33 likes, but we got 1,200, almost 1,300 people in here today. Somebody said, Armando, thank you for doing lives all the time. It makes it easier for your UK followers to be on your live. I appreciate everybody in the UK. I'm going to try to do an event there this year. You know, some people trying to date or something in the chat. I'm seeing it right here. So maybe not. Some heart faces and stuff like that. Any thoughts on the miners that seem to be lagging so far in this bull run? That's a good thing, is that we're doing the CEO of Hive Mining, one of the biggest miners in the world, is going to be on the show. We're going to record him on Wednesday, but he'll be, we'll play the video on Monday. We may do it live on Wednesday. Yeah, I think we are going to do it live at 11 o'clock. We figure out the technicals behind it. We're going to do that live 11 o'clock on Wednesday. So we'll have the CEO of Hive Mining. That's Hive. He'll be on to talk about those questions. Why everything's lagging behind. Why miners aren't doing as well at this point in the bull cycle as they have in previous cycles. So he'll be on. He'll discuss to everybody. So we'll have him on Wednesday. So somebody says, will Palantir continue to fall? We're going to talk about that later in the hour. Need some more likes. Y'all not liking the content. So, move on. So, Bybit is trying to mitigate the problems that happen, right? The theft. So what Bybit is trying to do is they're trying to reach out to the hackers and buy back $300 million worth of that Ethereum. They've already done it. They bought two different transactions. Both of them added to $300 million. So now what a lot of people see is that it's a positive sign for Ethereum. So it actually caused an influx into the market of Ethereum. But then the overall market pulled that down as well. So like I said, the market is down pretty bad. It's because of the tariff fears. It's because of a lot of things. So I'm not talking about just crypto. We're talking about stocks. Everything's down. Let me take a look. Yeah, so the whole market's down, and that's because of inflation worries, tariff worries. A lot of different people are very scared now. Nvidia, and a lot of people believe that Nvidia is going to report lackluster earnings. So if that does happen, yeah, the whole market's going down because Nvidia was one of the main drivers of everything up until now. Remember, and also crypto is attached to the stock market. It shouldn't be, but it is. And that's what I always talk about, market cap. That's what I always talk about, technical analysis. I've been in cryptocurrency since 2011. You know, and when I started cryptocurrency, I was a grad student at University of South Florida here in town. I was studying cryptography. A lot of people don't realize this, but cryptography existed well before cryptocurrency. And then people always say when I tell them that, how was you studying it before it became a thing? Because this is something that existed for 100 years. Cryptography existed before computers. They used cryptography in World War II. The ENIAC, I believe the ENIAC machine, to encrypt messages they were sending from the United States to British to win the war against Germany. This stuff has existed well before cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency just used the technology, and I made a currency off of it. The people always say crypto doesn't mean, it's not, this is not, cryptocurrency is a bunch of old technologies put into a new way. That's peer-to-peer, cryptography, based on the internet. You know, all of these things are 20, 30, 40-year-old technologies, that 50-year-old technologies that crypto just reassembled in a new way, which is still new, but it's not the technology that underwrites all of that. Is an old technology. So studying cryptography over there, but when we first got into crypto, it was all techies into crypto. People like me, nerds, geeks. And we were just happy to have something that we could play with. I didn't even see it as an investment at first. It took me a while to see it as a real investment. So around 2015, 16, all these stock market people came in. I was like 17, 18, stock market people came in. And they started putting technical analysis on crypto. Now, the thing about technical analysis is it works. The reason why technical analysis works, that's called reading the charts, is because everybody else reads the charts. So if everybody's thinking that it's going to do something, they're making plays based on how it's going to react, the market starts reflecting what all those people are doing. So now the market does work with technical analysis. The market cap does look like it has some effect on cryptocurrency because all of these people came into cryptocurrency, 17, 18, they made it that way. But cryptocurrency one day will break free from that. But during this midpoint, it is attached to the stock market. So if the stock market falls, cryptocurrency is going to fall as well. Swear TG people just clicking on this to click like, who actually in here investing? I don't know what the dude Gene Rich says. Also, we do have the super chat. So if you guys want me to see a question, you could do a super chat, or if you appreciate what we're doing. Like I said, we're still trying to, we will go live on Wednesday. Like I said, if we ever get our goal, we'll start going live on Fridays. So 0 out of 10. Gene Rich says he swear people be clicking who's actually in investing. Who's in here actually investing? Well, there's a lot of people investing. There's a lot of people with a lot more money than you think. And a lot of times people will, and I'm not saying anything against you, Gene Rich, but a lot of times when we first get into something like investment, there's actually something called the Dunning-Kruger principle. And what that means is that's why a lot of people come into something, and there's some people that have worked with me in the past, a lot of people actually. When I had a web development company, people would work for me for like 3 months. They think they know everything and start their own company. It didn't fail dramatically. But the Dunning-Kruger principle is a psychological finding that says that when somebody comes into something new and they learn a bunch early on, they believe they know everything and they run off on their own. It happens, it's very common. And then later on, as you learn more and more about a subject, you realize you don't know everything. And that's where the imposter syndrome comes in. And then right before you're an expert, you have the lowest confidence. And then you become an expert and your confidence skyrockets. That's how everybody goes through something. But so people come in to invest and they learn a little bit, they think they know everything, and they say, everybody else can't possibly be as good as I am. Now, everybody is as good as you are. Well, you all learn together, so why wouldn't people be investing? Everybody in here is an investor. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here. Now, don't ever get overconfident and think you're the only one to understand this. This stuff is not hard to understand. It just takes a little bit of effort. People come into something, they learn under somebody, and they get a little knowledge, and they run off and mess their whole lives up because they did not take the time to learn. They did not take the time to grow. They just figured that, they wanted to feel good. Their ego just had to make them go, ego will destroy even the greatest men. Ego. And wanting to feel like you're somebody too early. Humble, and you will last. So, Microsoft had a quantum chip that got released. A lot of people are scared. They believe that it's going to cause crypto to go down because it can hack cryptocurrency. Right now, that even in cryptocurrency, there's not a lot of retail investors in at this point. There has not been a huge influx of retail investors in cryptocurrency like it was before. There hasn't been any. And you go to Starbucks, you go to your barbershop, you notice that people aren't talking about this like they used to. They're not talking about it like they used to. And it's because there hasn't been a consistent uptrend. There hasn't been a lot of excitement in the market. There's been a little bit after Trump. We saw a little bit of that, but then Trump didn't do what he said he was going to do instantly, so people lost interest again. But it's a good opportunity for us. So, So Microsoft dropped a chip that was a little bit more advanced than the last quantum computing chip. So a lot of people, it has re-raised fears that maybe maybe something could happen with Bitcoin. So if the quantum computers come out, they're supposedly supposed to be able to hack crypto wallets. A crypto wallet, all it is a text file, more or less. It can be a text file. It's a private key and a public key. The private key allows you access. The public key is something you send out to people to get deposits, more or less, get crypto sent to you. So to access it, all you need to do is figure out what the public key is. Now, the public key is a long string of alphanumeric characters. It's very difficult to just guess it with a regular computer. It takes billions of years. But with a quantum computer that's not limited as much by time, you can guess it a lot faster. So it does put crypto at risk. So on Wednesday, we do have, before we continue on to talk about the AI bubble, please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So I appreciate the super chat. Zenaida Adams, thank you so much. Somebody says, when 80% of banks in Japan start officially using XRP, does that automatically influence the price of XRP? Yeah, because of demand. Somebody says, what can we do not to get hacked when the chip comes out? That's a good question, because when the chip does come out, you won't get hacked because the blockchains itself will update themselves. Because technology, it's not going to just, one day we're going to have quantum computers. They're going to come up with defenses against quantum computers. So I want to talk a little bit about this AI bubble. NVIDIA has earnings on Wednesday. A lot of people believe that that's going to be the end of the AI cycle. And the thing about it is, I'm not sure if it will be. It could be, could not be. I don't know. And when I don't know, I pull back, and I'm not sure that. Now, I was short NVIDIA. Like the last 3 earnings, I told you, yeah, they're going to blow out earnings. And they blew it out every time. This time, I'm not so sure. They could blow out earnings. They could do well with earnings, but I'm not sure no more. So I don't make those kind of plays. I pull back and to see what's going to happen. I think they're going to just meet expectations, but that's not good either. That means the market's going to crash because it's going to look like their growth is slowing down. So that's going to affect Palantir, SoundHound. SoundHound will be the best opportunity in all of that. because SoundHound, SoundHound shouldn't be caught up in any bubbles because it's still at an early stage. So if it is caught up, and if SoundHound drops like $8, 8 something, that's a great buying opportunity for me. You think the next 4 years in crypto will be huge? Yeah, I believe so. Like I said, what's going on with XRP? Where's XRP at? I said, why the nosedive? XRP is falling because of the overall crypto market falling. Ethereum's down 4%, Bitcoin's down almost 2%. So Ethereum's going to take a heavier loss because the growth was a lot faster and it was a lot sooner. So it's nothing to be worried about. That's just how things are. When we get over this, XRP is still going to, like I just said, if you go back to the beginning of the video, we talked about how XRP has a high chance to go to $3, $3.20 sometime over the next 2 weeks. It's an ascending triangle, which is a bullish sign, and also it's just waiting for a catalyst. So once that catalyst hits, we'll be there quickly. I want to thank you, bro. I bought XRP 2 years ago when it's 43 cents. I'm glad to hear that. I hope that you, when you get wins like that, you have to make sure you do something significant with that win. Don't go out and buy a car or a boat or Rolexes. Don't do that. Use that money to create something significant in your life. Or not create or build something significant. Don't ever, you don't get a windfall and go out and blow the money. You don't do that. I write my book. Remember my book, Cameron, I appreciate you. Thoughts on ISO 20022? Okay, I'll say it. So in my book, I talk about how, and you can only buy that book to the 28th. So you got 4 more days. I got to take it off the market. It's on Amazon. But 4 out of 5 lottery winners go broke in 5 years. And the reason why that happens is because it's 2 reasons. 1 is lack of financial understanding. 2 is that they implode. Implosion happens when you get a bunch of money or you get a bunch of prestige early. And what happens is that you can't handle it one way or the other, either ego or money-wise. So you go start spending all your money. You start spending it on this. You start blowing money. You start changing your lifestyle rapidly before you have a base set. And then when anything changes, and it always will, you can no longer support that chaotic base that you built, that chaotic lifestyle that you built with no base, and everything falls down. And then when it's falling down, implosion causes you to get emotional about it, making even worse decisions. And then all of a sudden, everything just falls down and you never get that chance again ever in your life again. That's called implosion. I'm writing about it in my new book, actually. So when you get a windfall like that, you pay off your student loan, you pay off your house, you pay off something, don't spend none of it. Do something significant. Maybe you can spend 10% of it on something, get you something nice, but spend it to build a base going forward. Don't go out and blow it on Louis Vuitton clothes. That's stupid. Now, you do that later. Now, the thing about it, you do that later. You say, well, I'm going to pay off my student loan. I'm going to pay off my house. And in a year, I'm going to save up the mortgage I would have paid for the house. When that account gets to 30, 40,000, I'm going to reward myself and go out and buy a Louis Vuitton purse. I'm going to reward myself and buy a Rolex. I'm going to reward myself after I get 50. I'm going to pay off the student loan. I'm going to pay off the house. I'm going to take the money that I'm saving from those 2 things, save it up. Once I reach a certain amount 2 years from now, delayed gratification, I'm going to go out and get a new car. I'm going to go out and get the Rolex. I'm going to go out and get a Louis Vuitton. I'm going to take that vacation I always wanted. Now you've done 2 things, right? You've built a base by paying off a debt. And 2, you've gave yourself an incentive to continue to save. You know how easy it is to save when you have something on the horizon? You know how easy it is to build up money when you know something's coming? I'm going to save up this money. Once I reach that 30,000, I'm going to go to that. So every time that money hits your account, you're thinking, man, I can't wait to get that vacation. Every time that money hits your account, I can't wait till I get that Louis Vuitton. How good I'm going to look in that Louis Vuitton purse. How good is that Rolex going to look once I get it in 2026, once I save up this money? That's how it gets you ahead in life. Now, if you get a windfall and you blow all your money randomly on depreciating assets, now you're in a crunch. Now you make even dumber decisions because you need money to cover those bad mistakes. And if you don't, and it causes even worse emotional decisions. You go to work and you get jealous at your boss. Man, he makes all that money. Man, I should make 3 times more. Man. So you're mad, and then I'm not doing any work. I'm just gonna quit because he makes all that money, and and then you end up now you don't have your job. Then you go home and you get mad, beat your wife. Now you go to jail. Then you're in jail and you're mad because all this stuff happened to you. Now you lost your income. You lose your kids. Everything just goes all the way down because, and everybody looks at you like, well, it's kind of stupid. What was he thinking? Why did he do all that stuff? Emotional decisions look stupid to somebody who's not bound, not burdened by those decisions. When a person's in their life, financial life, emotional life, romantic life, or whatever, and they're making emotional decisions, everybody on the outside looks at them and they say, hey, what is he doing? That's crazy. Why is she getting back with that dude that cheated on her 6 times? Why is he doing these other things? This woman that is obviously, like they say, for the streets. Why is he chasing after this woman? Because when emotions are dictating your decisions, it looks crazy to somebody who's not bound by that emotionality. They can see, because you're looking at the situation rationally. Doesn't make sense to you. But the person in the situation is doing emotions will cause you to make the worst decisions ever. And it will compound and compound, and finally you will implode. See, somebody said don't buy Louis Vuitton. Did I say that, Patrick? I got a $20-something thousand Rolex on right here. I didn't say don't buy luxury goods. I say do it at the right time. You see, people, you don't understand. You're black and white. You don't. It's either this or that, 1 or 2, 1 or 0. It's that thinking does not work. There's gray areas. You can get a Louis Vuitton purse when you do this, or you can get a Rolex after you achieve that. So Palantir, I'm going to talk about Palantir. We're going to talk about SoundHound. I'm going to let you guys go for the day. From Toronto with love. Be nice to hear more about XRP. You got to go back to the earlier video. I talked about XRP twice. So Palantir is probably going to drop down short term. There's a lot of analysts said there's a 62% downside on Palantir. Palantir's valuation is 255 times earnings, even though they have strong growth. They have strong customer growth at 43%. Revenue increased 36% last quarter. But some people are saying that Palantir's AI platform is not as strong as other competitors. Palantir probably will go down in the short term. Now it could still go up. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not wrong often, but I'm wrong sometimes. But everybody's wrong. The key is to be more right than wrong. So Palantir, to me, it looks like a risk to invest in Palantir now because it's already done most of its growth. So even if you invested now, and let's say it went up another 20%, then retracted, it's a high risk that when anybody gets in from here over the next 3-4 months is going to end up on the downside pretty quickly. Because even if the AI bubble does not burst in the next 6 months or the year, it's going to burst next year. So if we get to let's say Palantir gets to 130, does a 60% retraction down to $50-$60, you're still lost half your money. You have to hold it for another 2-3 years before you get your money back, maybe 2 years. So what that causes is an opportunity cost, right? Is that because the money is now locked in Palantir, you can't sell. You can sell, but you probably won't. You cannot use that money for other opportunities. So now you're taking on an opportunity cost. That's when you could have used the money for something else during that time period. So yeah, so at this point, Palantir looks like too much risk for me. I have Palantir. I haven't sold any of mine. I'm not adding to my position, but I'm also not selling any. So that's where I'm at with Palantir. And I just think that there's too much of a risk of an AI bubble, or what people think there's going to be an AI bubble, and it could still cause one. Somebody said, okay, the ISO 022. So with those is that they have pushed it back to July. And that's not a bad sign. They do that all the time with technology. It could just be that things weren't ready. It doesn't mean every time there's a pushback or a change, it doesn't always mean anything negative. It could be positive. So that pushback is nothing to be worried about. Now, it's going to cause people to panic or pull back on some of those coins, tokens, and projects, or even technologies. But I don't think it's a bad sign that they push that back. I think it's actually a positive sign. Yeah, most of the time an emotional decision is going to be a wrong decision. So I need you guys to like the video if you haven't done so. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you appreciate what we're talking about, you've made money, please give me a super chat. I'd really appreciate that. It helps with engagement, but it also helps pay my people here, wonderful people, videographers. We got, the studio now. So it would help with that, but I appreciate you guys. So the last thing we're going to talk about is SoundHound. Like I said, SoundHound is still strong. It's just that the overall crypto market is down. The overall stock, I'm sorry, not crypto, the overall stock market is down. So SoundHound is going to take on losses because of the market. But over time, SoundHound will still do 2-3 times. It'll be 200-300% of where it's at now. But that could happen next year now, because if NVIDIA, everything right now, including crypto and stocks, depends on NVIDIA on Wednesday. Because that'll be a signal to the world that maybe a recession is starting, or maybe a downtrend is starting. NVIDIA, that's what it go on Wednesdays. That's the big day. So we just gotta wait. Like, I'm not doing anything until Wednesday. I'm not buying any stock. I'm not buying any crypto. I'm just watching the market, see what happens. That's me. You can do whatever you want. You could day trade, whatever. You could even day trade based on what you think NVIDIA is going to do. I'm just not doing it. And the CNC, they're doing it, but I'm not doing it. So, so like I said, I'm just waiting and hoping. We'll get on Wednesday and see what, see what happens on Wednesday. With that being said, I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to answer any questions. I'm going to let you guys go for the day. We'll be back on Wednesday. Let me see. And also, drop a super chat. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate you, Stevan. Most Gupta, your humbleness and simplicity is amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat, Esteban. What are your thoughts on Cameron? You didn't put a stock or crypto. You just said, what are your thoughts on? But I appreciate the super chat. Envision Line, thank you. Great information. Thank you. Is NVIDIA a sell at this point? That's a good question. I'm not selling my NVIDIA, but it's not a sell, but it's not a buy either for me. It's just a hold and see what happens. We got Brazil approving XRP ETF for US is crazy but amazing. I appreciate that super chat, the way 300. Yeah, it didn't really affect the market though. But for those you don't know, Brazil has already approved XRP ETF. alt season happening. I believe that alt season is right at the cusp of starting. We're about 2 or 3 weeks away from that. Again, we got to see what happens with NVIDIA on Wednesday. Queen Stacy, I appreciate you. You think Fetch AI can still reach $10? Again, that's going to depend on NVIDIA on Wednesday. So we just got to see, man. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. I appreciate you, and have a great rest of